Welcome to this edition of the Western Officiating Branch Partnership. Today we're going to discuss the importance of balance between officiating and the balance of life. We're also going to talk about recruitment and what you can play in bringing good people into our program. As we move through the early officiating career in high school students, on to college, and entering the workforce, and as we get older and begin to marry and have families, it's really important that we maintain a balance in our life and the demanding pressures officiating puts on us. We're going to hear from some of our partners and advice they have for us.
I think it's really important to prioritize things in your life and be realistic with what you want to achieve in officiating, along with what your top priorities in life. If you want to achieve and go to higher levels with officiating, then it has to be near the top of your priority list.
The biggest thing is prioritizing. I've been told my whole life that school will always be your number one priority. Many of us, even myself at times, like you want to make reffing your number one priority. Obviously there's opportunity in it, we've been presented with opportunities, but school's got to be number one priority, as officiating's not going to be what you potentially do the rest of your life. Some of us might have that opportunity, but to focus on school and future career paths is the biggest thing. Officiating might always be there to some extent, but it's just learning to prioritize time for each of those and what you find is more beneficial one way or another.
I kind of decided, it's time to finish university, time to get a job, so made the decision to apply to the Vancouver Police Department. I was fortunate enough to get hired and been a police officer in Vancouver for the last 3 years. Being a Western League referee, it can't be your everyday. You got to have another job. You got to have balance, work-life balance, and the same with being a police officer. You got to have a way to get away from work.
Also on the other side, my life, I just got hired on in Winnipeg as a fire paramedic. This is my first year doing that now, so kind of need a job outside of reffing. Can't just be the bread maker.
You have to be really good with your time. There's going to be some sacrifices made. People have family dinners and stuff going on. There's going to be events that you are going to have to miss. But it happens with any avenue you take in life. There's going to have to be sacrifices. So again, time management is the best thing.
When you're working the game, when you're at the rink, that's what's most important at that time. And when you're at home with family, that's most important. And when you're at work, that's most important.
At the end of the day, work life, family life, school life are all very important, and sometimes they cross over and obviously lead to a very tight brotherhood and kind of a social life as well through officiating. We really want to make sure people understand that officiating isn't the most important thing of who you are. It's just another aspect of what you do.
One thing you gotta not lose focus on is family is important, and you have to find that balance that makes everything work.
Understand what you want out of officiating and recognize where it fits in your list of priorities and act accordingly.
It's a good opportunity for us to learn a little bit about you. It's a good opportunity for you to learn a little bit about us. But I think most importantly, it's an opportunity for you guys to learn about yourselves. Where you are in your officiating careers, what you need to do to get better, and what you want to pursue as your goals. We want to have an experience with you in everything that you're all about. Right now, you need to know in the Western Hockey League, we're not only looking for good officials, we're looking for good people. We want to know what you're like on the ice, what you're like off the ice, how you handle yourself when you're with the guys, what kind of a communicator you are, what kind of a teammate you are. So we want to know everything about you. If odds hold true, over the course of the next 5 or 6 years, over 50% of you sitting here could have a chance to work in the Western Hockey League. The interesting part is you guys are going to decide who that 50% is.
Those are important points for us. We think it's really important that we separate those aspects of our lives. When we're at a rink, that is the most important thing at that moment of time. When we're away from the rink and with our family and our friends, that is the most important thing at that moment of time. Creating the work-life balance makes us more well-rounded and happier when we're at home and at the rink. Now we're going to hear from some of our partners and about recruitment.
So this is my first year officiating, and having the chance to be a player in the Western League was awesome, and it was a life-changing experience and some of the best experiences I've had in my life. And now to have the opportunity to stay in the game in another direction as a referee is something that I'm following and a passion for.
I started officiating when I was 12, just in our local association as a way to make some money, stay involved in the game. Mainly worked the leagues under me, a year younger than me than I was playing. Throughout my playing career that took focus, but I still try to ref as much as I could.
I started to get involved with the game, and my brother officiated. I had a good friend that wanted to get into officiating, so we started it together, and just kind of took off from there.
My total time of officiating, I would have started when I was 12. I did a little bit of officiating from 12 to 15. Took a break, was chasing the dream of being a hockey player, 16 to 20. And then I came back home from Saskatchewan and started to pick up the whistle again. You want to stay in the game, you're either going to coach or referee. So I decided to kind of get back into officiating.
Started just as a job to do in the winter, get a little bit of money at 13 years old. Kind of grew into a passion of mine and went off from there.
I've been officiating for probably 17 years now. Grew up with my dad officiating, and kind of told me this is what you're going to do for a job and make a little bit of money, and you might love it.
I wanted to start because I always, for some reason, had a passion about officiating. I wasn't a super strong hockey player. I played up until midget, but I really had a passion growing up for officiating, watching the NHL guys on TV, and just knew that was something I wanted to pursue.
I got started because I thought, or my dad started or officiated for a couple of years, and I thought that he was very passionate about reffing, so I thought I'd follow my father's footsteps.
Recruitment and retention of officials is something we can all play a role in and provide a stronger long-term officiating team throughout Western Canada. We heard some important information on being an official and what it takes to maintain a work-life balance. We'll also talk about having good people on our officiating team, being good citizens, and surrounding ourselves with good people. All things that will help us become well-rounded people and also maintain a good work-life balance. Most important of all, make sure we have fun when we're out in the ice, in the dressing rooms, and around the arena. Good luck, and we'll see you soon.